Good morning, everybody. Ever since YouTube put those weird, the copyrights on my channel, I've decided that I'll be listening through my earbuds now. But I'm up this morning because I'm channeling and I can't seem to stop. So here goes. I finally learned what dream state messages are. It's the messages that you receive when you're thinking of everything and nothing. It seems to flow through your head all the time like poetry. Oh, at least that's for me. I learn a lot in dream state messages. I think that's where I get all of my greatest glories. I write music from there. It's the space in my heart. It tells me everything that is right. Like it's from God's eyes. And so he told me something very significant. And all I can do is relay the message to you. And it's been like a whole lot. Like it's weird. What he said was, the problem with the world today is they're looking too much to each other to be saved. Like they forgot about God or something. Like the dollar bill has become like the ultimate messiah. I got to go to work to make money. I got to do this because there are bills to be paid. But what people don't seem to understand is there will always be another bill because there will always be another man. Let's create a way to make currency for his own family. So making money should never be a priority. But the job is the gift. It's that something to do to keep your mind from adrift. That's why they say love your job. Do something you love. Because trust me, that mundane day to day, if you don't love mundane, your mind goes out to drift and your soul will want to go out to play. He says, the problem with the world today, and I mind you, this is a different subject altogether. He said, focus on children and understand one thing. He said, the problem with the world today is now the government has the ability to step in and tell you how your child should be raised. What you can do with it. How many hours it should play. Understanding that, you know what? School is a very important thing. Education you should not play with. God gave it to you for a reason. Knowledge is power. It's something you should stay with. But he also says, but when it comes to home and discipline, and when and where did the government have, how did they think they can come in your home and tell you how to raise your child the right way? They say don't chastise the child, spare the rod and raise the child. That comes from a person, that rule came from a person whose parents' ego got in the way. The problem is the parents, what did he say? Let me get it right. The problem is the parents started to use the rod for their own emotional situations instead of to teach the child how to act the right way. Is it right? I don't know if I'm saying it right. To teach the child in a moral way. That's what he's saying. You see, morality is important nowadays. Even if you spank your kid's hand, here comes the justice at your house. Boom, boom, boom. He told me that you did this the other day. Now you just took the power from the parent and placed it into the hands of a child. If you whoop me, I'm going to tell the government today. That child has no idea what's going to happen to him if the government truly steps in the way. He gets taken and won't have a family or a place to stay. Because you can't truly stay in one spot in a foster care system these days. You go through family after family, I promise you, your clothes and your bags is the only thing that will stay with you. And when you grow out of each pair of clothing, those things dissipate also. Anyway, you don't see the same faces. You don't even grow up with the same kids and get to go out and play. You don't learn what unity means in a family. And I've learned that a lot of these people in the foster system today, the parents, they call them. Which, how can you call them a parent? A parent means the child is here to stay. A parent is not temporary. Parent is a long-term stay. They need to change that. Now you went from one mom to about 20, 30 in your stint in the system. Yeah, that way. But back to the subject. When the government decided to tell you to spare the wild, I'm not saying that you should whoop a child until they're black and blue. That is way too far. That's what I mean by that ego bruise. Or discipline a child. Each child is different. But let me tell you about the opposite side of that spectrum. When you spare that rod, which means when you don't choose the method of discipline that works for you, or that is ego, works for them. To bring them to morality. Not to abuse them. That's very different. There's a way so different that you can yell at a child as a discipline method. Or you can curse at him as a method of discipline. You can get a point across, or you can demean him. There's a difference between you're a dumbass and little boy, get your ass up and do what I said. I am the ruler of my home. Because the law of morality is respect your elders. There's a difference between, but also the yin and the yang, the elder can also abuse the privilege. So the government comes in and say, well, don't use it at all. That's a bad call. I'm not playing with you, kid, because you don't want to wash the dish. Get your ass up and get in there and do it. Because the moral aspect of that is, I cooked the food, you made a mess, clean it up. Because as adults, you're going to have to use this. I'm teaching you for your own home, so you don't become dependent on anyone. So that when you find love, it won't be because she washes good dishes and she can clean up. Or he the same. That is the point. But then when you go off and abuse it like it's a Cinderella story, now that's some different stuff. I'll put it the way I meant it. That's some different shit. So if we understand the difference between morality now, it's just an example. I'm not saying go out and just beat your kid. Doesn't work like that. Because the parents also have to have that moral sac that God placed in you. And I'm not talking about no Bible stuff. I mean, come on now. Don't let me get into what I believe about the church. And I will hit that subject here in just a minute so we are clear. Because I don't want my words to go in one ear and out in the end, misconstruing anything I say. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. When the government stepped in and told you how to raise your child, now as adults that are so upset, there's so many of them sitting in the pen, sitting in jailhouses and getting arrested, and there's more cop jobs than anything. The prison system is so full, they're letting out the small-time criminals so the big-time criminals can sit in there and pay their until the end of their stint. Even murderers and people who stab people nowadays are getting out on good behavior and early retirement. I don't know. But that was the day that the government stepped in because of it. And now you stepped in to raise my child, and now you mad because it's sitting in your facility and you have to pay for it? That is your karma. Because when the parent does not get to teach or place morality into a child, because God says they know not what they do. How could they know how could a child know anything more than its parents or more than me and you, who's had all these years on these earth, on this, I was going to say on these earths. That is weird. On this earth. To teach them how not, and I say at an early age, you got to teach them something. Well, you just stepped in and my child is acting a fool, and I mean it, and I can't do anything but tell them, don't do that. Don't do that. Child is in just ruling my home. The child is ruling me. The same method doesn't work for everybody. I don't like to whoop him because he's so cute now. No, you don't like to whoop him because you don't want the state to come in and take his ass straight out of town. Because you know that there are some instances that you should just whoop his ass one good time. Teach them first submission. You can't tell me that I cannot teach my child submission and then go turn around and tell me again. Your child has no respect for authority. Well, no shit. You took that from me the ability to teach him that when he was a kid. There's so many kids now sitting in their house suspended. They're sitting in their house playing video games. That's what the government did. How do you tell a child? Because that's all your parental rights have been reduced to. Telling him. They know. They're not stupid. Otherwise, they wouldn't be acting bad just to go and play video games to get out of your system. I don't know. And then you want us to still throw them birthday parties and give them Christmases. Isn't that good enforcement for bad behavior? Positive enforcement, excuse me. So you got suspended last month and you're suspended for 3 months because this is your third time. Oh, you hit the teacher. Now then this 3 months, here's your birthday and I got a gift. And you're not even back doing right yet. Some people should not have kids. If you know you can't stand up to them. I'm not saying I'm not the kind of person that even needs a belt. I'm the ruler of my home. And if you misbehave, I promise you, I will grab you a chair. You're suspended, all them suspended hours, your ass will be sitting in a corner like a good kid. You don't want to learn nothing? Then learn the wall. Because a blank-head kid cannot grow up and all of a sudden when they need it, can't get there. Because they don't know shit. It's all in what you teach them. You don't want to know nothing, then stare at a blank wall. And it's going to drive you crazy. Or sit in your room. Read a book. You want to spare the rod that bad? Tell me what this chapter said. I promise you want to go to school and play with all the other school kids. But you're not going to get kicked out of school and roam around my house watching TV and eating chips. Parents have lost their mind. And so have half their kids. Some kids grow up innately with manners built into them. And some parents think that is their kid. But it's not your kid when your kid is cussing you out. And I walk up and I say, look, okay, look, boy. You ain't gonna talk to me like that. And all of a sudden they straightened up real quick. I don't have to hit you to beat you. Shoot, my brain, it will teach you. I'm not scared of you. That's the problem. That's the issue. As these parents, the kids is so in control. Parents is grabbing the tissues. They sitting in the corners. Praying to God that they had a moment. Just please, Lord. These are the same kids. They grow up and end up in the prison system. And don't make me step on the church, because I have a net to step on with them. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Please, Lord, look with your grace onto them to use his name. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. What do you mean? It's the most upsetting thing I could ever think of is the church as if God is in a building. As if that man standing on that pew is going to give you your healing. Like the Bible has to be read through him to mean something. It's all in the sermon. What? Why don't you go read it for yourself? Put the man on the shelf where he belongs. Only thing he's going to do is choose the chapters and the verses in the Bible that make him look strong. That's a cult. Oh, I'm so upset with the church nowadays. And don't make me even say anything about these damn collection plates. Jesus said, give tithings. What do you mean? He didn't say give up your money. Do you know what the tithe of God is? Gratitude. God is a gift giver. He does not want to take from you a gift he gave you. Freaking church. Lord, please. I lose my temper on church nowadays. God dang collection plates. If you so holy, who gonna pay for the building? Why does all these collection plates come with brand new diamond rings and you go from Walmart suits to Armani? Dang collection plates. Choosing verses out of the Bible. I mean, nah, I ain't gonna read that one. Baby, God says, stand before me. Where do you find God in a building? You can't even see him from the roof. But all of a sudden, the sign of the cross that somebody put on his building makes that Jesus? No, that is a cult. Jesus is out here. Oh man, don't make me get on the Bible. I mean, on church. And the Bible, by the way, it is a teacher of morality. And let's get back to that. The one verse in the Bible that no one wants to listen to is the Bible. It says, God cannot be found in a building. God is found in the air you breathe. That is AC, artificial air conditioning. There's fresh air outside. There's birds in life. There's light, and I'm not talking about halogen lights. There's H2O water, and I'm not talking about the one you push the button and the water spouts out. There's actual water on this earth. They're swimming, and I'm not talking about the swimming pool. I'm talking about the lakes and the rivers, the cleansing waters, the ones God made. Lord, people have just gone crazy on this earth, the Orthodox, this, that, and the other. But a true Christian and a true healer is not here to take money from his brethren. Because you know what? That'd be taking God's gift from him. Ones that he needs for those unruly ass children that he has. Or the ones that really need it. And not all children are unruly, but I'm just seriously saying that you're depleting families. Using God's name to deplete families. So instead of buying their kids food, they're putting money in your collection plate so you can have a new suit or pay for a building so you can collect more of their money. People are going out here recruiting folks to church. And then they go in, once they get there, and they talk about tithings. You know, one time I went into the church and I was like, you know what? I'm going to contribute to this church. I had a 20 in my pocket and I said, look, I have a 20 and I don't have any change. Can I give you the 20 and then, I'll contribute my $5 because I had something I had to do. I was about to go do laundry with my dirty clothes, wash my sheets, and then maybe put food on my table. $20. You know, they have the nerve to say, well, normally we don't do that because once you give it, we don't like to give it back. Oh, what? Oh, my God. Well, what if I didn't give anything at all? Stand tall. Greed is so ugly. That's why I stopped going. It's not because I'm an atheist or an agnostic and nothing against them. Trust me. People believe what they believe, and I respect that. But just because the church and the people it's ruled by and you supposed to be volunteers of the church as people who don't get paid. So where does the rest go? And you got so many people in the church, but they're starting to understand these things. 33 on the clock. You have all these people in the church, and the only reason why they're there is because you want that collection plate to get bigger. So God says, give upon tithings. You know what God said? God said, show gratitude. Say thank you. And the gifts, and for the gifts, I will lay upon you. You'd rather go to church to give a tithing and to have somebody tell you something you can read in the Bible. That is entertainment. That is not true God. Go outside and read the Bible and sing. Spread the holy the word unto him. Look into the sky. Look at the bird. Pray upon the food you just ate. for the animal that God put on this earth that just had to be slaughtered for the food you just ate. Do not waste it. That's how you show gratitude. That's how you praise God. No man on this earth can tell you better than that. And he and God, that kind of praise ain't taking no money out your pocket. Now you can take your children and handle that. Now you can take your home and handle that. Now you can take and you can buy things and you can show yourself gratitude so that you have more gratitude for God and can accept God as your ruler. He put you on this earth for you to create a legacy for your family. Understand the difference between church and God. Church is a cult. So stop thinking that you're saving anybody. They're so trained. I went to this church one time. I was recruited. And I was just honestly just too nice to say no. That's before I knew myself and found out who I was. I am a child of God. I was recruited into this church. And they had great music, a heck of a sermon, and I thought it was a little weird that they spoke in tongues, but they did. But if that is your way of praise, then okay. I'm not much of a tongues person. I believe that I should talk to God as who I am. Good, bad, or ugly. Because he made me in his image. I don't need to pretend to speak another language for him to hear me. You know what I'm saying? A language you don't even know. Do you even know what's coming out of your mouth? Do you know what speaking in tongues means? Do you actually know what that means? Why they call it tongues? Why they call it speaking in tongues? That was a man-made phrase. Let me touch on that. That was a man-made phrase. Think about it for a minute. Whenever settlers back in the colonial days, when we were, selling ships and trying to find other lands, when they showed up in countries they didn't know, speaking language they didn't understand, they called it tongues. Speaking in tongues. That's what tongues means, speaking in tongues. It doesn't mean you go and sit here and you don't even know what the heck you're saying. It was an actual language that another man from another place did not understand. So they called it speaking in tongues. Oh my God. What the church has done to the world today is unbelievable. For these dang collection plates. Then they're going to speak in tongues and they're going to come around. Tell me I can't put this $5 and my 20 in there. How ungrateful are you? At the time, I was the most poverty person you could ever meet. 20 was the last in my pocket. Lord Jesus, please forgive him. And then the longer I sit there, see, this was their play. So you get you in the church. They speak in the tongues, and then they pick the verses out of the Bible, and then right before the collection plate, they tell you, oh, God said give tithings upon, and it was every time I went twice. I ain't gonna lie. After that, I started hiding from this woman. She was calling my phone, coming by my house. She didn't get nothing to the collection plate, though. I got to tell you that. A whole bunch of people in this church and got $5. He was crying, like, "Oh, please put in the collection plate, because God said." But they caught on to his behind. Point is, after the collection plate, they were trained like robots. Go over there, give her a testimony. Then there's one person, and I just watched them all do it. One would say, "This is B. She's new to the church. Go give her a testimony. Tell your testimony." I swear, before I could hit the door, that I had heard 5 testimonies, an hour's worth of testimonies. And then I changed my life for God, and now I'm saved and I'm healed, and my life has just been turned over. And I used to be, and they all had the same testimony. I used to be on drugs and alcohol, and I was prostituting my body. Not all y'all was prostituting your body. It was scripted. Oh my God. I used to like women, and this is the day that you can change your life. You can get off of drugs and alcohol, and you can turn your life over to God, and I promise you, you'll be rich beyond demand. You'll get married the next day and have wives and children and husbands and drive a Benz with it. No, I'm serving my life purpose. So thank you. I have Jesus. I don't have to tell you shit. Oh my God. They were sweet people, though. Oh my gosh. Outside of that church, they were so sweet. 43, I promise you. They had money to put in that collection plate. I promise you that. They bought me a meal. But they caught on, baby. They caught on. I'm here for Jesus, they said. Said, I bop you upside your head with that collection plate. I didn't decide to rent this building. You did. Thank you for the place of worship. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Thank you, Jesus. But that was the day that it just kind of got stomped into my head. Stop going to these things. Stop it. God made it clear. I'm not in there. Open your mouth, your eyes, and your ears. You can hear me. Stop ignoring the morality I'm trying to teach you. It's right here. Oop, that's wrong to do. Oop, that's right to do. Oop, this is what I should be doing. Oop, I know what to do. Now it's your choice if you're going to do it. That's God. You don't need no church to tell you to do that. Put gas in your car. You don't put gas in your car run out of gas. Then all of a sudden, why am I going through this? You know you need some new tires in your car, but you decide you're going to spend the money on something else. If you don't do it, God gave you the gift. God said, don't hurt your body. Help your body. And you don't do it. Then you wonder, why am I going? That's God. The stuff you know you need to do for yourself. The gifts. The brain. Don't take no church man to tell you that. And I promise you, your life will change. Stop listening to other people, man. Listen to yourself. I promise you, it'll save you a whole lot of money. Whole lot of time. God didn't say rest is going to church on Sunday. That's another job. Thank you for confirmation. God said on Sunday, on the seventh day, on the Sabbath day, he rests. What is the definition of rest? To go without work. To not stress. To sit and sleep. To eat. To praise. To meditate. Because what happens in the rest of the week? The rest of the week belongs to man. To work. To devote yourself to your life. To live in the abundance of creation. To create wealth. Everyone must work. Because you want to be sleeping in the dirt, and even then, you have to have money to buy something to eat nowadays. No one's breeding farm animals in their backyard, let alone slaughtering them. I couldn't handle the job. I'd rather get in a car crash than to hit a bird. I don't know. I can't do it. I'd rather hit a pole than a bird. I don't mean crash with other people, so don't take it no crazy. God is my church and my knees are my steeple. That's it. I don't need nobody's box to find it. I walk my happy ass straight outside. Things get bad enough, I will walk outside. Outside. God knows when I come outside and I'm down on my knees and I'm praising him and I'm showing him humility. He gave me a voice to sing, so I sing upon his name. I sing because I'm happy. And I sing because I'm free. And it didn't take a church to tell me that. I tell God, thank you for the bag of chips. I tell God, you know what? Somebody It was the grace of God. Let me tell you what grace of God is. So I go over there. I said, man, I'm going to buy me breakfast. I just want some breakfast. So, I've been sitting here and I've been working on this project I have. And I tried to talk myself out of it. But the longer I sat there, the more I was just like, I just want breakfast. Let me just go get some. I don't feel like cooking. God gave me a blessing, so I'm just going to go get breakfast. So I went across the street. It's literally that close. They have like these giant, like huge, like tacos, right? So I go over there. Give me a huge taco. Still in my pajamas. And I check my pockets and dang, I left my wallet at home. 50, 55. I promise you this really did happen. So, I got the naked taco and it looks so good. Everything I loved in it. God, dog. Wallet's in it. Who keeps their wallet in there? But I brought the bag, but the wallet wasn't in. The card wasn't in the bag. The wallet was in there, but the card was not in there because I had sat at my desk to pay some bills. So the card's sitting on my desk. I said, God, I gotta go all the way. I was like, man, okay, please just hold on to the taco. I don't live far. I'm just gonna run home real quick, get my wallet. Get my card and come back. He said, okay, for sure. Don't worry about it. I'll hold it right here. So I walk out the store and I'm just like, oh my gosh, B. Like, put your stuff back where it's supposed to be. And I'm being hard on myself. And then a guy comes up to my hood and he's like, I'm like, what? What? He said, you want me to buy the taco? I can buy that taco. I said, oh my gosh. That is so sweet. You don't have to. He's like, no. I'll buy you the taco. And so we're standing in line and, he was like, I'm doing this because you have to love everyone. I didn't even ask for the explanation, but he gave it. I'm doing this because I love everyone. I said, you are a blessing. And I said, I hope upon your day, somebody blesses you as you have blessed me. I couldn't say no to something like that. Why would you? It's like taking somebody's heart and saying no. He didn't ask for anything, and once he bought the taco, we went out. Well, I shook his hand. I should have, and I appreciated him, and I said thank you so much. And he was such a blessing. And I said, not everybody's like that. I said, do you work today? And I said, are you working today? Not that I was hitting on him, but, it was conversation. So I didn't want to stand there like, and he looked like he had his work uniform on, and I saw a name across his work uniform, and I didn't know what it meant. So that was going to be my next question. But he was like, no. He said, so basically he had like some like a work shirt. I don't even know. No judgment. But that was his fit for the day. His outfit. Okay, my friend. Not that I was judging him, because you know what? People walking around with Pink Floyd t-shirts on and don't even know who they are. Okay? Pink Floyd, yeah! He said, no, I'm off today. I said, okay. Well, I appreciate you. And I couldn't stop showing gratitude because it was an unnecessary, unforced gesture of kindness. He didn't want anything. And you just don't see that. It's like chivalry is dead nowadays. Me and my cousin were having this conversation as well. She said she can't even find a man. Every man talking about, can I rub my back? Or can I give you a back rub? And she said every time they offer that, she said she's, if it's somebody she likes, she'll let them do it because she knows what comes after that. She said, shoot, all of a sudden feel a little pee-pee in the back. A little pee-pee in the back on the back of her. She said, that's her back rub with a happy ending. I said, girl, at least they hit on you in that way. I mean, I get it. I get it all kinds of ways. I mean, I can't believe sometimes the way these men just be coming at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and these women just be. The married ones. The married women are the worst, I swear. That's why my door is so closed everywhere. And the men don't understand you don't sleep with men. That's a language in which they don't understand and I'm willing to accept. I'm going to ask you in 13 different kind of ways. Are you sure? Yes. I believe I'm old enough to know if I sleep with men or not. Thank you. I'll take care of you. I'll wash your dishes. Shoot, I'll wash your behind if you let me in that door. No, thank you. I have morals and values. I still believe in the sanctity of marriage, and especially in my temple, my body. Shoot, if you did it to them, you might, no, it's a judgment. I'm so sorry. That's not true. Because I've had people come to me in sincerity. So it wouldn't be fair to make comments like that. The point is, I don't know why. Like, my camera is just not even in my face. I'm going to fix that. I've just been going through this change. I've been upgrading a little bit around here. A little bit at a time. So God's that. I can't wait for my new desk. But everything's a process. So, okay, I just wanted to say that a lot of people wouldn't understand this. And there's more to come. I am working on my new channel, guys. I know I was supposed to be retiring Ace of Wands, but I think I'm going to just kind of use Ace of Wands. Not use her because she's so beautiful. I'm going to make Ace of Wands again a secondary channel, but I won't be on this one as often because I think that the other channel actually is more of what I'm trying to do. And then my spirit guides told me that I will receive a message in a dream. I said, what are you talking about? I don't dream when I sleep, or at least not that I remember. There's very seldomly do I remember my dreams. So when I have one, it means something. When I have one, and this one woke me up out of my sleep. And it was about this very channel. You're on the right path. The one I'm creating. So just for shits and giggles, I will not be putting anything on the channel until it's ready. No rushing it. That's why I'm so glad for this channel, because I still get to be creative. I still get to give messages. Later on, I'll be back. I'm trying to stick to that because I am in my own healing journey. So when my energy feels depleted, I take my time. How am I supposed to help you if I can't help me? And how am I supposed to help me if I'm depleted? How do I get answers? And that's like the biggest thing. That's why I'm here. To get answers, to give you the answers I've gotten. That's why I'm here. I have answers through my own life experience. God wants you to know something, and I know because He's teaching me. I'm actually open enough to be taught these things. And when you hear them, they make a whole lot of sense if you take the minute it takes to listen. I'm not saying that I know everything, but I know that whatever I'm supposed to teach is right. What He's meaning to tell you, He's been telling you the same damn thing. It's just that when it's distorted by life, you can't hear it. And that was another message that I got this morning. He told me the reason I waited to come to you was because everything about you was distorted by life. Your mind was out of control. Your body was out of control. Your thoughts were out of control. You knew no silence to hear me. So I'm going to put you in spiritual prison. I'm going to take everything from you but the things that you need. Thirteen on the clock. I'm not lying. Trying to tell you. And He took everything. Why, Jesus. But the things that I needed. A little bit of entertainment. Set me in a place looked like a basement. Y'all saw it. Go look at my previous videos. He did it. I swear on Jesus, this happened to me. He took everything. Family, friends, co-workers. He let me work long enough somewhere to keep myself in a little bit of change. And He wasn't going to let me stay long enough for me to be corrupted by somebody else. Because He wanted me to listen. Shut up and listen. So I did. And you know what? Compliments to Him. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, God. I can't even say it enough. I can't say it enough, bro. My life was so chaotic. And then I received the best compliment today. Or yesterday, I should say. My cousin came into my house and she said, "There's so much peace in here." I said, "What?" She says, "It's beautiful and there's so much peace in here." Like she said, you go to some people's house and it's just, it don't feel like this. There's so much peace in here. And you know what I realized at that point? And she said, amongst other things, several compliments. And she said, "How do I get here? How do I get where you're at?" And I said, "You know what? It starts like this. Shut off all of it." Shut it all off. But you know what? You got to wait for God. You do. You have to wait for it to be your time. And it was her time. It's her time because she has that dark night of the soul look on her face. That look that I had when I started this journey. The one that I took a picture of myself when I started this journey. And my face was just, I can't even look at it. I do. So I can remind myself where I came from. That look, you'll never forget it. And that same look that I had of what's wrong, she had it on her face. And I said, "Cousin, it'll get better." Her awakening, she's just starting it. That look, you just don't forget that look, that feel. Like that look comes from your guts. It comes from the gut. When you start to really look at life and grow the F up, that look come from the gut, but so real. You can see it. And she had that look. And I said, "Look, cousin," I said, "it's not going to go away overnight. I have the habit of telling the truth. It took me 3-4 years just to get here." My journey, oh Jesus, 44 on the clock. Double numbers are when my messages are the truth. There's a difference between telling the truth and really real. This is really real. That look of, "Oh Lord, I am tired." 199 on the clock. I'm tired of not understanding because every time I try to take a stand, I fall into somebody's trap, into the man, into my parents, and they're here, say what, say when, say how, say, "I am tired, Lord, show me the way." And that's when them words come out your mouth. You'll realize that day his ass ain't in the building. You ain't got to go to church to get an ounce of him. But I can't tell her that. It's something that she has to ask for. You have to ask him And he will. 1, 1, 1 on the clock. I can't tell you to do that, because then you'll be asking for something that you're not ready for. Sometimes you're just not ready for it. Because what he will show you, and he'll show you. He'll show you the real you. And what he will show you, you have to be ready for. 11:44 on the clock. And once your eyes are open, they will never close again. That's why you have to be ready for it. 1:11 on the clock. You have to be ready for it. I was so blind. Lord Jesus. I was blind. And I don't want to go back. Look at the double numbers. I don't want to go back. I do see ghosts and shit. When I was a kid, I was scared to admit it. Every time I would say something, 1:11:44. Every time I would say something, people would call me crazy and a schizophrenic. Well, if I'm crazy, then why does it only happen in such and such times? It wasn't all the time. When every day I'm like, no. You don't get it. I spoke to spirits. $2:20 on my clock, and then people thought, who that girl talking to? I used to tell myself. Myself. I always was one of those people that be woken up in the middle of the night by spirit. I never got it. I guess like an evolved to this place since I was a kid. I evolved to this. Now I have to be awake for spirit to talk to me. I didn't know why. And then from the first day of tarot to now, I just kind of was evolved to this. A long process to get me out of the matrix, because I'm hard-headed. 1333 on it, 1133 on the 30. I don't freaking know all the numbers. 111333. I was evolved into this. So I think I've been told to shut up because I'm getting freaked out. I was told, see, there it goes again. So I'm being told to just be quiet now. Make sure if you do come down this path, look up angel numbers. But don't speak to, just notice things. Good luck on your path, and I hope this helps. This is Ace of Wands, the Hierophant. Thank you very much for listening. Right there down below is the subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel. Right below it is the share button. You're welcome to share. And right next to it is the like button. or the dislike button. You don't want the like and dislike button, but you're welcome to hit the like button as well. It will help the algorithm so that it can further spread the message. And also, right below it is the description box where you can donate if you'd like. Not say you have to, clearly, but if you would like to, that's there as well. It's Ace of Wands Hierophant. I can't wait till my new channel comes out. I'm excited. And I will see you soon. You guys are awesome. Stay beautiful. Stay kind. Love yourself first. I know I'm looking at the side, but I have to move my camera because I have a thing about watching myself. I know. It sounds kind of narcissistic, but not in a narcissistic type of way. If I explain to you why I do it, I'm a mirror person. That's why I do it. I can't take, I just am. It's like a reflection of me. Anyway, I'm going to get going. Thank y'all so much. I don't know why. First of all, it won't let me end. Okay, let me try this. Thank you very much.